Hello, good afternoon.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Welcome to today's session. So we are waiting for others to join before we start. Thank you. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this session. We shall be starting in the next 2 minutes. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Mimi audio yangu haisikiki ama mtu hajaanza kuongea?
Mr. Wisdom, we were supposed to start at 15:05 and we are. All right, so we hand it over to the moderator. Mr. John Lopeo, please confirm if you can hear us.
Yes, madam, I can hear you loud and clear. Kindly confirm too if you can hear me on your side.
Yes, we can, so you can proceed.
Thank you very much. Maybe on the side of the speaker, maybe they can confirm to us if they can hear us loud and clear.
Here it's Maria. I can hear you very well. I hope you can hear me as well.
Thank you, Miss Maria. We can hear you loud and clear.
Thank you, Frederick.
Dr. Nancy, kindly confirm to us if you can hear us.
Hello, good afternoon. I can hear you clearly. I hope you can hear me very well as well.
Yes, we can hear you loud and clear, Dr. Nancy. Mr. Benson, on your side, please confirm to us if you can hear us loud and clear.
Good afternoon, team. I can hear you loud and clear.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for that confirmation. Ladies and gentlemen, may I take this opportunity to warmly welcome you to a youth webinar on skills, mindset, and adaptability in the age of artificial intelligence. Dear all, wherever you have joined us from, a warm welcome. My name is John Lopeyok from Youth for Integrity Building, and I'll be a moderator of today's session. Before I proceed, kindly someone
Mr.
Sorry for
John,
that.
you,
I'm hearing a lot of background noise. I guess it is someone's mic that is on. So kindly please ensure that your microphone is off and your video as well. So kindly, madam, on your side, help us to see whose camera is on, whose microphone is on, please.
yeah, so for the cameras, there's no problem if they put their cameras on. And we also hope that our speakers for the session will have their cameras on. So those who have their microphones on unmute, I think that's the problem. And I will support in ensuring that we mute those who are unmute. Yes.
Thank you very much for that. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, welcome for this youth webinar. Before we proceed, may I take this opportunity to welcome Madam Damaris, Executive Director, Youth for Integrity Building, for our welcoming remarks. Madam, kindly welcome.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. John, for that. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone, from wherever you are joining this webinar from. On behalf of Youth for Integrity Building Organization and the entire CSO network in Kilifi, who have been able to ensure that this webinar is can happen, I would like to warmly welcome everyone to today's webinar on AI, power, and youth, and who wins in the future of work. And we are truly grateful to everyone who has been able to join us. I see most people are still joining, so we're expecting the number to increase. And those who are joining from, of course, different spaces and different backgrounds, we really hope that you're going to have a thoughtful, engaging, and meaningful conversation. We all know that artificial intelligence is actually no longer something that is far distant or something that we are now talking about future. It is here with us. It's already actually influencing how most of us are learning, most of us are working, most of us are communicating, most of us are creating, and even accessing AI are going on. So we have to continually, not just locally, even globally, many people are still navigating this shift. And the uncertainty that comes with artificial intelligence, the limited access to information, and more often young people, especially, they do have important and unanswered questions, which we believe this platform is offering them the opportunity to have the questions answered. And yeah, if they have any comments also to be able to put, because we are constantly being told to adapt, of course. Sometimes you're being told to upskill, sometimes you're being told to innovate, and sometimes you're being told you really need to prepare for the future, you know. But, you know, beyond all this and the excitement and, you know, headlines about artificial intelligence, which I already said it is here with us, we must also ask some deeper questions around these issues. For instance, one will be asking who benefits from these technologies. Another person will be asking who can be able to shape these technologies, right? Someone else is having a question on who risks being excluded, and others will be thinking about how can young people meaningfully participate actually in building a future that is ethically inclusive and people-centered, right? So I believe that today's conversation is going to explore all these things beyond just what technology is all about. It's going deeper into leadership, opportunity, responsibility, talking about digital inclusion, the role of young people must play in shaping the future. You know, and we have a very interesting panelists with us. So we are really deeply honored to have them joining us to bring that diverse experience, expertise in different sectors to inform this conversation and to make it more meaningful and thought-provoking. I would also appreciate our partners, International Leading Well Network, Kilifi County Government, and the CSO networks that have been able to bring this conversation to life. I'll just mention them just a few of them because of time. We appreciate Tungane CBO, Mackenzie Charity CBO, Kilifi YMCA, Timiza Youth Initiative, Kenya Scouts Association, United Gibarani CBO, West Lux Change, Kenya Red Cross Society, Kilifi Boy Child Empowerment, Shining Hope for Communities, Moving the Goalpost, Kilifi County Comrades Association, Muzini Youth Group, Mkono kwa Mkono, Lions Heart Karate Club, Young Life, the Linkwise Translators, Tamaduni Z Africa, and the rest. We are a very big group. I believe they'll be introducing themselves via the chat box. So thank you so much. Feel appreciated. We see you and we honor you. I will also appreciate all the participants who have taken time to join us today. I honestly encourage you to stay active, reflect critically, and also ask questions, deeper questions that you've been staying with for all this time. This is the time for you to ask the questions, and also keep an open mind throughout this conversation. Thank you so much once again to the panelists. I see you. I really appreciate you, and looking forward to this session. Oh yeah, so thank you once again for being here. I now take it back to the moderator, Mr. John Lopeyok, to guide us through this conversation. Thank you so much, Merci. Asanteni sana.
Wow, thank you very much, Madam, for that wonderful introduction. And to our participants who have joined in, kindly introduce yourself via the chat. Tell us your name, where you have joining us from, and your expectation. The expectation is very key as we proceed. Therefore, allow me to introduce the overview of the session, the overview and the objective of the session. And therefore, artificial intelligence is rapidly transforming the way people learn, work, communicate, and interact with the world. From different sectors, from education, media houses, to business, and even governance. And this artificial intelligence technologies are increasingly shaping opportunities, system, and decision-making processes across societies. Therefore, for a young person from Kilifi, Kenya, from Bulgaria, from Zimbabwe, and any other part of the country, this shift presents both opportunities and challenges. While artificial intelligence has the potential to unlock innovation, productivity, and new career pathways, it also raises an important concern, especially around job displacement, digital inequalities, misinformation, ethics, and even access to opportunities. Despite all this growing influence of AI, many young people still engage with the subject through the fear of misinformation, with the limited spaces for practical and critical conversation around this impact on their lives and even the future. And from this, it is against this backdrop that Youth for Integrity Building, in partnership with the different organizations that Madam Damaris has mentioned, is organizing a youth webinar entitled AI and Power. And it poses a question: who wins in the future of work? This is meant to create an engaging and reflective space where young people can better understand the realities of AI shift and how this opportunity and how this position themselves strategically in a rapid evolving world. And therefore, we have a set of objectives and the purpose of this webinar. The purpose seeks to empower young people with the knowledge, mindset, and practical insights needed to navigate and thrive in an increasingly AI-driven world. And we have a number of objectives, and I believe some of the participants also will mention as we proceed. This webinar, the objective of this webinar is to explore how artificial intelligence is shaping the future of the work and opportunities for young people. Challenges, common myth, and misconception surrounding artificial intelligence. It also aims at highlighting the skills, competencies, and mindset needed in the age of AI, and to promote critical conversation around ethics, power, responsibility, and inclusion in AI, and also to encourage young person to become informed, adaptable, and proactive participant in shaping the future. Those are some of the objectives, and I believe as we proceed, majority of the participants are still typing. Then at the end of the session, we'll be able to see if we have achieved the objective, the intended objectives of this session. Therefore, without much ado, I have a colleague of mine, a co-facilitator, Diana, is going to introduce herself and introduce the distinguished panelists that have joined us today. Kindly, Madam Diana, take the mic and proceed.
Thank you, Mr. John. Kindly confirm that you can hear me.
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear, Diana. Kindly proceed.
So good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, good morning, everyone, from wherever you're joining us from. Welcome to the AI Power and You, Who Wins in the Future of Work webinar. My name is Diana Waithera, and it is my pleasure to serve as your co-moderator today, alongside our host, Youth for Integrity Building. We are so glad you're here, whether you're joining us from Nairobi, Harare, Kilifi, from Bulgaria, or anywhere else across the globe. You're exactly who this conversation is for. AI is already here, reshaping work, learning, and opportunity at a pace none of us fully anticipated. The question is no longer whether it will affect us, but whether we are ready to shape it on our own terms. Allow me to introduce our wonderful panelists for today. First, joining us from Bulgaria is Ms. Maria Ilieva, who is a passionate advocate for education, youth empowerment, and community development with extensive experience in the NGO sector. She has worked closely with emerging leaders across the globe through mentorship, capacity building programs, supporting young women to develop confidence, purpose, and meaningful community engagement. Welcome, Maria. Next, joining us from Zimbabwe is Dr. Nancy Kwangwa. Dr. Kwangwa is an information and knowledge management professional and advocate for digital inclusion, AI literacy, and equitable access to information. She serves as a deputy librarian and EDI champion at the Women's University in Africa. She's also a founder of ZTech and was a lead rapporteur in drafting Zimbabwe's national AI strategy, that is 2026 to 2030. She has led digital literacy programs, reaching over 15,000 community members. Welcome, Dr. Kwangwa. And finally, joining us right from here in Kenya is Mr. Benson Furaha Mwandoro. Mr. Benson is a technology and youth leadership advocate with a background in agricultural and biosystems engineering, software development, and digital transformation. He serves as the Kilifi County Equity Leaders Chapter President and is an alumnus of the Cyber Shujaa program and several leadership platforms. Welcome, Mr. Benson. Before we dive in, sincere appreciation to Youth for Integrity Building, the International Leading Well Network, and every other partner who's made today possible. Asante sana. Now let's get into it.
A round of applause for my co-facilitator, Diana. Thank you, Diana, for that wonderful introduction. To the participants who are joining in, once again, welcome. And kindly, before we proceed to the main session, we have a set of ground rules. And number one, kindly ensure that your microphone, sorry for that, kindly ensure that your microphone is off and your video as well, unless asked or unless given permission. Apart from the speakers, we will allow speakers' microphone and video as well to be on. Therefore,
Mr. John, you can proceed.
Okay. Sorry for that interruption. Kindly participant, I would urge you ensure that your microphone is off so that we may give the panelists an ample session to proceed and to help us to understand this discussion deeply. Once again, thank you. And let us be ready to engage in a wonderful session. Thank you all. Karibuni sana. We are going straight to our discussion. And the distinguished panelist that is going to start us off is Dr. Nancy. And Dr. Nancy, many young people interact with AI tools daily without fully understanding how this system works. Why is AI literacy becoming such an important skill today?
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon from Harare here in Zimbabwe. I'm so excited to be part of this conversation, and thanks to Youth for Integrity Building for the invitation. Issues of AI literacy, it's quite key as we navigate the AI landscape. But one thing that triggers the need for AI literacy is around the characteristics of AI that then cause young people to really have the AI literacy skills that are needed. Because if we reflect on some of the characteristics of AI, I'm sure we know issues of hallucinations. We also have issues around the black box behavior of AI. And also understanding that it's data-driven, which then affects issues of bias and inconsistency in terms of the data or the outputs that we get from the AI outputs. So when we look at all these characteristics, it becomes essential that we have the necessary AI literacy skills, not as an optional skill, but as a mandatory skill for everyone. Because if we have one person in our team, for example, within Youth for Integrity Building, who doesn't really understand how to use AI, they can create some challenges or can generate some issues for the organization or the communities that you serve. I can give an example. I'm sure we've read the headlines where we are saying, where we have seen inappropriate use of AI leading to companies being sued. We are seeing organizations or even governments being in trouble because of misuse of AI. So AI literacy shouldn't be like an afterthought, but must be integrated across all staff members, across all young people. And when we look at AI literacy again, we need to understand that, for instance, when you look at basic literacy, it's about reading and writing. But when you look at AI literacy, now we are looking at 3 parameters where we look at the knowledge of AI. What is it? Its characteristics. We also need to look at the skills that represent the fundamental human skills that are applied to an AI context. So here, when you look at skills, we need to understand that we have an AI life cycle where we have those people who are doing research and development of AI tools, we have people who are procuring, we have people who are using, we have people who are advancing or enhancing these systems. So as young people, we need to understand that in this life cycle, where are you engaging with AI the most? If you are the user, it means you need to have the skills on how to use AI skills. AI tools. If you are the developer that is at the beginning of the AI lifecycle, you need to have the necessary programming skills around the development of the technologies. Then the last element around skills, AI literacy, is attitude that reflect the mindsets that prepare people to engage with AI. Even up to now, we still have young people who are saying, I'm not using AI, or we still have young people who are using AI recklessly, creating problems in society where we see issues of misinformation, disinformation because of the attitude that people are placing on the use of AI. We are seeing people who are generating non-consensual sexual images, pornography, and all those things based on the attitude that people have on AI, where sometimes people get so excited, some people get ignorant and then misuse this technology. So in summary, I would say we need to ensure that AI literacy is a skill that we have, all of us. Let's understand our role in the AI life cycle and then acquire the necessary knowledge and skills for that particular stage. I'll end here for now and back to you.
So thank you for that, Dr. Kwangwa. For a young woman in a rural community with a smartphone, but no formal training, where does AI literacy actually begin for her?
Sorry, can you take that again?
Pardon?
You'll need to unlock your iPhone first.
So for a young woman in a rural community with a smartphone, but no formal training, where does AI literacy actually begin for her?
Okay, thank you very much. That's a very critical question when you look at issues of inclusion and access to this technology. So when you look at AI literacy, it's an additional tier of skills in digital skills. For example, we have someone who has their smartphone. So if they don't have the basic digital skills, it then becomes difficult to talk of AI literacy. So I would say the starting point is to have the foundational digital skills before we talk of AI literacy. And we must not look at these skills as independent, but we look at them as complementary or as building blocks. So I'd say for a rural woman who is in the rural community, who is in a remote community, the starting point is to ensure that they have the necessary digital skills, that is understanding how to operate the gadget. Then from there, we introduce the AI tools that are relevant and applicable in their context. And with those skills, with these tools, we then look at what kind of skills do they need for them to be able to navigate the AI tools that they are at their disposal. And in addition to the technical skills, it's critical to also embed another layer of literacy, that is media and information literacy. Because when we look at tools like generative AI, for instance, that most people use, they generate text, and this text is not always correct, which then requires somebody to have the necessary media and information literacy skills to evaluate and assess the outputs that they get from these AI tools. So I would say let's start with digital skills, look at AI literacy, and also infuse some media and information literacy there, because we are witnessing situations whereby somebody has their phone, they have the internet, they are using the technology, but they are now misinformed by what they get from these technologies, hence the need for media and information literacy in the mix of AI literacy. Thank you very much, and over.
Thank you so much, Dr. Nancy, for that insight, that AI literacy is for all of us. And to you, Mr. Benson, having understood what Dr. Nancy has laid the foundation, there is often a belief that AI and technology's opportunity are only to people with advanced technical background. How true is this, Mr. Benson?
Thank you so much, John and the team. And Dr. Nancy, thank you for that insights. I believe That is one of the misconceptions of AI today. But the truth of the matter, AI opportunities are not limited to, let's say, software developers or the computer scientists. It is for all of us, as long as your curiosity to know or learn about AI. So just a brief of my history as agricultural and systems engineer. But I was so much curious to know how is technology shaping the world. I got an opportunity. I saw an advert and I applied to be a software developer. I joined the program, I learned, and in the program, because we were many people from different backgrounds, and learning around those groups made me understand that you don't need to have advanced technology so that you be a tech or advance in AI. You need to be curious, and as my colleague Dr. Nancy has just highlighted, you need to know where to start, know the tools, and how each and every tool is being used. So the biggest question here is, how curious are you to know AI? And sorry. Okay.
Mr. Benson, can you proceed?
Sorry, I proceed, right?
Yes, proceed.
Okay, thank you so much. So the biggest question for one to ask themselves, how curious are you to know AI? Because as a matter of fact, AI is here with us, and AI is shaping the world, because AI is in each and every field. So regardless of the field you are in, you need to understand AI, because each and every day things will change. AI is still being developing. So the more you prepare yourself, the better for you. So you need to start somewhere, so that as it progresses, you also not being left behind. So the basic is, don't think that you need to have advanced like degree in maybe, let's say, software engineering or computer science, or you are so deep rooted to technology. No. You need to have to be curious, learn each and every day, because of how it keeps on changing depending with the data it is being fed on. Because as we all know, AI is learning from the data which is being fed to it. So let's say I'm developing my AI tool, and I'm using data from just some confined region, then it will bring some bias if it is being used somewhere else for an intended purpose. But the basic is just be curious and learn. So you don't need to have advanced technology for you to know AI. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Mr. Benson, for that insight. That AI opportunities is not only for those people who have technical background. It is for all of us, provided that we are curious. Then let's move to our next panelist, that is Miss Maria. Miss Maria, having understood what the fellow panelists have said, as AI continues to reshape industries and societies, what mindset shift do you believe young people need most right now?
Thank you very much, Frederick. I hope you can hear me. Hello, everyone. I'm so glad to be here. It's really pleasure to see so many nice and beautiful people. Well, in my bio that I share with the Maris, I skip, I think, some important part about my career and why I can talk about industries. Currently, I'm an employer branding expert in a company that is top employer, not only in Bulgaria, but also in Europe. It's in the retail sector. It's called Lidl. And the group is Schwarz. Schwarz. Why I'm telling this? It's not because I just want to show off, but because right now, after so many years being in the educational sector, working with young people just like you, I'm in the business, and I can see every day how the artificial intelligence affect my work, and also affect so many processes, so many, even the way how we communicate, even the way how we build certain things. And what I can tell for sure is that the process is unstoppable. We're in this huge avalanche, and if we want to control it somehow, we must be ready for any change that the artificial intelligence will bring to us. About the young people and their mindset, well, I think that you as a young people, you have one huge advantage. You're young and you're much more adaptable than people on my age. I'm 46, and I don't want to talk even about the people who are in their 60s, 50s, 70s, who are, I could say, even at some points, are scared of artificial intelligence, of this rapid development of technologies. And somehow they lose this way of adaptability. There are two important things that I would like to point. In my generation and the generations before me, it was really important to know many things, to memorize many things. And I remember even as a student, which wasn't so long time ago, or maybe it was 20 plus years ago, before exams, each one of the professor used to give us a huge book, asking us to read and remember everything. Now, you as a students being in academia or different type of educational forms, you don't need this anymore. And if you have a teacher or professor who comes to you and say you have to memorize, be bold and say, no, I don't need to memorize. We don't need this anymore. The question now is not what do I know, how it used to be when I was young. The question now that is really important to young people is how quickly can I learn something new? And now with all this technology that we have right in front of us, with artificial intelligence, we really don't need this to remember, to memorize this. What we need is to be quick to find the right information. But there is something important that you have to remember, and it's again something that it's really crucial. Be very careful when you use artificial intelligence technology, because sometimes, well, not sometimes, because it's still in the beginning of creating all this mass of information. And sometimes even, for example, I'll give you example, ChatGPT. From time to time, I start to use this is there a problem? Can you hear me?
Yes,
Hello?
we can hear you, Miss
Yeah,
Maria.
because there was some noise. So what I wanted to say. So sometimes, actually, when I was using ChatGPT, I realized that sometimes it's misleading me or give me wrong information. So be careful with this. Be careful from the sources that you're getting the information that you're looking for. The next thing that I wanted to share with you about the mindset and how to be adaptable. In the age of our parents and even grandparents, especially in the Western culture, I don't know how it's in Africa, maybe it was the same. You will tell me. I would be curious to find out if it was the same. The most normal thing was you find a job, let's say as a teacher, and after 30 or 40 years, you retire as a teacher. And well, not only this, you start on one place and you retire from the same exact place. Things are not anymore like this, especially for you as a Gen Z. You don't need one perfect career for life. Your mindset should be, I need adaptable skills that evolve with the world and the technologies that are changing every single moment, even it's not a day anymore. Overall, the most important mindset is to see change as an opportunity for growth, not to be scared, because this is the huge problem when people, it doesn't matter if they're young or old, they start to scare from the rapidly changing technologies. Continue to be curious, and the most important thing, be resilient and open to lifelong learning, because the artificial intelligence will be a benefit and not enemy to people who are ready to change with the change and are trying to learn new skills and new knowledge all the time. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Miss Maria, for that insight. That when change, we need to see change as an opportunity for us youth. We need not to be scared for that. Thank you so much. Allow me to now to move to the next step to get a different perspective from Dr. Nancy. Many companies are adopting AI faster than ethical workplace policies can keep up. What risk does this create for workers, and how can organizations adopt it responsibly? To you, Dr. Nancy.
Thank you very much, Frederick, for that question. So indeed, we are witnessing a situation that technology is outpacing policies, not just at company level, even at national government level, where we find our laws being outpaced by the advances in technology. And some of our existing laws or existing policies, if you recall, they do not address some of the risks and challenges that are being brought forward by advances in artificial intelligence. And if we don't have the proper policies, the adequate legal frameworks, you'd find that there will be a lot of challenges that are created, and these challenges are directly linked on one hand to the employees themselves, and some are linked to the employers. I want to give an example of some recent cases in South Africa. You can check this out. The South African government is in the process of developing a national AI policy, and they had a team of people who developed this policy and draft policy. And upon analysis, it was found that in this policy, they cited non-existent citations in the development of this policy. And this is a national policy, and they cited non-existent information. And remember in the introduction where I mentioned issues of hallucinations, the black box, and so on. So this then was very costly and damaging to the government itself, to the team that was working in this project. So number two, I have another case of a senior lawyer who presented non-existent case law that they got from generative AI tools. So this was at the Supreme Court level. So I want you to reflect on the impact of these two, the rule of law, to access to justice, and so on. So in the analysis of this case of the lawyer, he then cited that he was working with a young person, an intern, who was generating or preparing the case papers, and then they did not make use of AI responsibly. So what does it mean then when we now go back to organizational policies? You'd find that if we are not clear in terms of how we should use AI, if we are not clear in terms of defining the roles of supervisors now to say if somebody submits their work, it's the supervisor's responsibility to really check if the subordinate has used AI. They need to disclose and declare how they've used this AI. Because if not, we'll find a situation whereby we submit a report and then maybe it's out in the newspaper, it's discovered that some of the facts are not correct or it's not properly done. What it means is you can be sued as a company, you can be sued as an individual, you can lose your job as a person. So it's key that we have proper guidance. And what is the starting point now? Because this technology is here, we just woke up using this technology and we don't have any policies in place. So I want to bring to our attention the normative document that was developed to help to guide us in our work in terms of the ethical considerations. We have the UNESCO recommendation on the ethics of AI. So I would like to encourage all the young people here to read this recommendation. It has 10 principles that guide us in terms of ethical use of artificial intelligence. So as a starting point, I find this recommendation as a great document that we can adapt in our institutions now in terms of coming up with policies and proper guidance. I've put in the chat the link to the document, and it would be good to say as Youth for Integrity building, we have our ethical guidelines that are anchored on this global guidance because it was adopted by 193 heads of states in 2021. So it's a normative document that is guiding the development of policies at national and institutional level. So in the absence of proper policies, I would recommend this global guidance so that we make use of AI responsibly. For example, this guidance, some of the principles, they touch on essential issues around right to privacy and data protection. So this one is really interesting for me because if you check on the tech companies like OpenAI on their privacy policies. They say privacy is your responsibility. So they're somewhat distancing themselves. So the global guidance is giving us some direction in terms of how should we handle issues of privacy, how do we handle issues of safety, proportionality, issues of awareness, or including artificial intelligence. They also, AI literacy. It's also covered in this global guidance. So I would say, as a starting point, let's refer to this guidance. Let's also look at our national policies. I know Kenya has a national AI strategy, but we must not read these policies independent of existing policies. For example, here we have our Cyber and Data Protection Act, right? So this law applies to all digital platforms, including AI systems. So let's reflect on the existing policies at national level and also try to integrate them or align them to the developments in artificial intelligence. Thank you very much. Over to you, Mr. Frederick. You're muted.
Thank you, Dr. Nancy Kwongwa. That was very insightful. And from your experience contributing to Zimbabwe's national AI strategy, what should government... can you hear me?
There was a break. Can you restart the question?
Dr. Nancy, from your experience contributing to Zimbabwe's national artificial intelligence strategy, what should government and institutions prioritize to ensure that young people, women, and marginalized communities are not left behind in this, in the AI era?
Thank you very much. I'll share an experience from our context, what we prioritized in the development or in shaping the direction of AI adoption in the country. Firstly, we must always remember and apply our African values, our identities, our context to this technology. Otherwise, it will dilute or erode our values. So even as we use or develop AI, it must be centered on our values. Like for our AI strategy, we centered it on Ubuntu. And as we develop these technologies, they must be anchored on the values of Pan-Africanism, issues of Ubuntu, and also relevance and applicability to the local context. To say, as we adopt this technology, to the women, to the young girls, to those in the remote communities, what does it mean? Is it accessible? Is it not creating a new layer of risks and challenges? We asked all those questions. So the priorities were around our African values and also the risk and issues of risk and safety of the people, to say, before we adopt or use any technology, is it safe to our people? Is it not presenting a new layer of risks? There are also cross-cutting issues around inclusion, to say, as we embrace technology, are we not widening existing gaps in terms of access to economic opportunities, social services, and so on? So as we adopt, we look at those elements as a priority, issues of Ubuntu, issues of safety to our people, and also data sovereignty, because we understand and acknowledge that AI systems, they thrive on data, right? And as a country, should we continue to feed our data to tech companies in the global north, and they make a lot of profits, like NVIDIA, their GDP is way above that of Africa as a continent. So we are saying, let's have data sovereignty. If it's data about agriculture from Kenya or from Zimbabwe, let's process that data here. Let's use the data to develop our AI models. Because when you look at the existing tools in the market, you find that they are not really addressing the primary issues that we face as a continent. So if we keep quiet about it, we continue being consumers of these technologies, and then we export our data sovereignty in exchange of algorithms. So we are too excited with technology. And Kenya is the highest user of ChatGPT in the world. I wonder what you guys do there in Kenya with 45% of people using this technology. But are we really tracking in terms of the real contributions to the economy that's being brought by the use of this technology? Or it's a new layer of, to me, if we are not careful, I work in higher education, and I want to differ a bit from the contribution by Maria to say we need to throw away these textbooks and then we have these technologies. We are seeing critical thinking shrinking, whereby we are saying, if we give you a task to do without your laptop or without any AI tool, can you really accomplish it with proper critical thinking skills? So if we are not careful, we find ourselves too excited with technology, spending a lot of time on these technologies with no economic value that's added. So to the young people, I'm sorry, I'm digressing a bit from the national priorities, but I think it's key because in our AI strategy, one of our priorities is around talent development and capacity building. And it's not just about building tools, but it's also about ethically and meaningfully making use of technology. Because if I find your free internet, you're busy creating images that are not really useful to anyone in the economy. So we need to really think about, as we build our capacities, as we build the talent of our people, are they embracing technology for good, or they're just getting skills that are not really meaningful to the mainstream economy? Thank you very much, and over.
Thank you so much, Dr. Nancy, for that. In fact, to let the audience know that even Kenya, we are having AI strategy that is still on the final stage of review. So very soon they'll be winding up. And it is quite funny to hear that Kenya is one of the countries that is high consumers of ChatGPT. Very funny indeed. Okay, thank you so much for that, Dr. Nancy. And now to the entire of the panelists. As AI continues to shape opportunities globally, how do we ensure that underserved communities are not excluded from the future being created?
We can start with Ms. Maria.
Thank you very much. It's a really good question. And there is a huge risk that this might happen, that the underprivileged communities might be, because lack of internet, lack of technologies. In many ways, when we talk about this, we're kind of talk from our point, from the point of people that have access to internet, have access to all technology progress. Unfortunately, even in my country, there are communities of people who are not having this. They don't have access to internet. They don't even have access to like normal thing like phone connection. And I think here is the role of the government to try and to provide sources to these people. And this doesn't mean that we will give to these people, to each one of these people, a laptop or a phone and internet that it's nonstop all the time. No, but I think the local either municipalities or libraries or whatever, to create spaces where these underprivileged people will have free access, will be able to go there, and and the local either librarian or municipality official to show them that they can use this tool, this app, what they can do. Unfortunately, in my country, so far we don't have such programs, and I think this is a huge opportunity for the local NGOs to think about this strategically and to apply for funds and invest in this, because otherwise a huge percentage of the local population will be not part of this globalization for good or bad. And unfortunately, so many funds are invested in many other things. Most of them are not very, very smart. But again, I think it's the role of the NGOs to be more active on this topic for equal access. And I'll be glad for the rest to the other speakers to share their opinion.
Turning to our next panelist, Mr. Benson, what is your response on this statement?
Thank you so much for that question. And as for me, what I think we should have inclusion, and the things we should consider, or we should know, that in such underdeserved communities, the major issues in most cases is the internet connectivity,
Mr. Benson, you're really breaking on your side. We can't hear you, Mr. Benson. I think it is network issues. Mr. Benson, we can't hear you.
As he continues to solve that, I think we can proceed to Dr. Nancy, and then we'll get back to him.
Thank you very much for that question. And as I reflect on that question, I would say the people who are supposed to benefit are not excluded at a very communal level, but this usually happens at global or even at national level. I want to give you an example. As I was researching Kenya, I always making headlines. So there's this story where Microsoft's massive Kenya AI data center would require switching off half the country to meet power requirements, government says. 1 billion project stalls over capacity disagreements and lack of infrastructure. So you see, we are seeing Microsoft AI data. They want to set up a data center in Kenya, and they are projecting that data center consuming half of the country's power supply, right? And what does it mean? Who is going to be affected if they are to proceed with this project? it's usually those who are not in industry, the underserved communities, and so on. So what we need to do is, at the very early stages of any technology, issues of inclusion shouldn't be an afterthought to say, oh, we have people who are living with disabilities, or we have people who cannot read and write but still need to benefit from the technological revolution. But we need to think about all these aspects at design stage. And we need to have an audit, not after the implementation, but before the implementation of any tech project, to say, as we think about automating maybe credit scores, maybe you have a project to give people loans and you want to use an AI system. Is everyone using the mobile money system? Is everyone using the banking system? What about those who are using cash? It means they are obviously going to be excluded by that AI system. So we need to do conduct an audit at the very onset before procuring any system, before adopting or implementing any system. Let's adopt to say, as an organization, we want to use this AI tool. Who is affected? Who is likely to be excluded? And how can we ensure that everyone is included in the technology revolution? Because failure to do that will end up having those who are excluded as just what can I say? You know, in civil society where people continuously saying we have a challenge of people who are not included, who are marginalized, and so on. We are talking about this at the end of the project, but we have seen that this technology was being developed, being deployed, and we are quiet. So it's high time we even question. In as much as we are excited about technology, we need to question issues of inclusion from the very onset when an announcement is made. So as Youth for Integrity Building, I hope you read this case of Microsoft AI, because if the deal proceeds, it means the country is likely to be switched off. And what does it mean when it comes to even accessing the internet? What does it mean when it comes to even accessing other tech tools? So those are some of the aspects that we need to look at. So inclusion shouldn't be at the local level, at the marginalized, but let's look at the upper level to say the government is implementing e-systems. Is it catering for everyone? And we need to question that and offer recommendations. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Nancy. For that, Mr. Benson, kindly, if you have resolved the issues, kindly proceed. Okay, it seems Mr. Benson is still has some issues. Before we proceed, I want us to break a monotony a little bit, maybe in 40 seconds. So kindly, everyone turn, go to your chat, everyone. Go to your chat, everyone, and listen for the instruction. Go to your chat. Then here is the prompt. Here is the prompt, what you are going to put in that chat. If your current mood or energy level was a weather forecast, if your current mood or energy level was a weather forecast, which emoji would it be? And I repeat again, if your current mood or energy level was a weather forecast, which emoji would it be? Press that emoji and don't hit the enter button. You'll have to wait. You'll have to wait. I'll count in a count of 3 to 1, then we will all go. So type that emoji, press that emoji. I believe everyone has done it. Okay. I believe again, everyone is done. Okay, in a count, I will count in 3, 2, 1. Then all of us together, we will hit the enter button and we'll laugh all of us together. Then in a count of 3, 2, 1, let's go. Okay, let's see. In the chat box, people's mood.
People are relaxed, anguished. There's one person who's sweating, a smiling face, a starstruck, amazing, facing the clouds. We have cool and laughing. Yeah, just to mention a few.
Thank you for that. It was just to break the monotony. Okay, let's proceed. Let's proceed, all of us. To give us another perspective, allow me to introduce Mr. Benson. Mr. Benson, how can African youth change the narrative around AI and move from being consumers of AI to become proactive and co-creators of technology? In very brief, in 4 minutes, Mr. Benson, kindly. Mr. Benson, we can hear you at a far distance. We can't hear you clear. Okay, let's give Mr. Benson time to resolve the issue, then we'll come back to him. Allow me to move to Ms. Maria as one of our distinguished panelists. Ms. Maria, as the pressure to constantly upskill grows, what role should mentors, communities, and youth organizations play in helping young people to navigate uncertainties and change?
Thank you, Frederick. Well, it's not going to be surprising to say that the role is going to be significant, even more significant than before. The mentors over the years, and including me, because maybe the last 10 years, I'm constantly mentor of someone or group of people or organization. So we kind of play the role of, I don't know if you're able to see me, no idea, but, and if you're, tell me if you're able to hear me and see me, because something is going on with my computer.
Yes, we can see you, Miss Maria.
Oh, perfect. Thank you. Thank you. Including me, we were like sort of, we guided our mentees in their career path. We were giving them ideas how to climb the career ladder. The reality is that the career ladder that they used to be are no longer existing. Or if they still exist, we don't know after how long they will be still here. And I think the role of the mentor should be more like coach to help the mentee to adapt, to feel safe in this new environment, and together to try to find the right speed of making the change, the shift of everything that is going on around us. Well, the good thing, and here is something, because when I was getting ready for the meeting today, I just wanted to give, not only to talk, but also to give some advices. And thinking about this question, I started to think, who else could be our mentor, including mentor to me? Before, we needed someone physical. This person could be in Asia, let's say, but we are constantly meeting, discussing, talking, sharing advices and stuff like this. The good thing with the new technologies now is that we could have mentors even we don't know them. And I'll give you one example. Lately, I don't prefer to, because I need mentors too, or coaches. It doesn't matter how we're going to call it. I start to follow people, very famous people, professionals. I don't know them, they don't know me, but to follow their advices. And I'll give you two people that I highly recommend to you, to the young audience here, to read about them, to read their books, and maybe to kind of recognize them as their personal mentors, even if they don't know each other. So the first one that I really would like to recommend you, his name is Yuval Noah Harari. I don't know if you read his books, and I recommend his 21 Lessons for the 21st Century. Incredible book, incredible author. Read about this and use it as a mentor. I had the pleasure to meet Mr. Harari. It's difficult to meet with him. He is a futurist. He is really on a global level. But the way he was giving advices, the way he was leading us was on incredible level. You know, when I was there and when I was listening to him, I was like, oh my goodness, I cannot believe that this is happening right now. The second author that hopefully I'll be able to see in person in 2 weeks, it's a person from Egypt. His name is Mo Gaudat, and futurist again. So try to make these people to become your mentors, even without knowing them in person. You know what I mean? Because those people are really huge minds, and their way of thinking is maybe a half a century ahead. So this is incredible, at least for me. But let me get back to the mentors that you're going to meet in person in your life. As I said, the value of a mentor right now is teaching meta skills. What does it mean to teach us meta skills? How to learn quickly, how to pivot, and how to look at an industry shift without panicking. As I said in my previous time, this is the huge problem. We are kind of panicking and being in shock of the technology rapidly changing, and this is wrong. The most important thing when you work with young people or when you have a mentor that works with you, try to transfer strengths. Try to transfer skills, knowledge, without guiding and giving as a mentor your experience to the young people, because right now the experience that I have, in many ways, it's not relative anymore. It just because of this fast changing situation. Second, as I said again in my previous speech, the communities should serve and be part of this process and support the young people, because the last thing we want is the young people to get lost. As I said, constant upskilling could be incredibly isolating. And if we focus on this, we have to learn this and that all the time. At some point, we might end up that we're alone in this ocean of information. Instead of this, the community should provide psychological safety, and to support the young people, to give them a base where they feel understand, when they feel that if they don't understand something or their pace is slow, that nothing is lost, that everything is fine, that the community support them, and to give them like real-time insights, and again supporting the young people. And on the other hand is the youth organizations. Their role is again really important, and they have to make the bridge between the gap between the slow moving formal education and the fast moving market demands. What does it mean? I don't know how it's in Africa. In Bulgaria, to get a diploma for high school, you need to stay in school for 12 years. It's a long time. And unfortunately, till you get to age of 18, everything that you learn at school, even in terms of technology, or it doesn't matter. I mean, besides history, it might be completely different. So you can, and if you wait as a young people to graduate and then to start your career based on the education that you have, you might be lost, because everything that you know might be completely different, old, and might not help you. So what does it mean? We have to, the youth organizations are this base that through the whole educational process, they should be very supportive. They should give them arrows to where to, like navigating the young people, what is the right path, not waiting only on the formal educational system. And that's why I'm glad that organization like youth, excuse me, right now I'm so excited, so I forgot the name of Damaris organization, but
Youth for Community Building.
thank you, Damaris, thank you. um, are exactly the hearts of the community, and the one that help young people and navigate the young people in this huge mass of information, AI, um, uh, jobs that are how to say, jobs that are disappearing, the new jobs that are happening. So if someone here from the youngest are not member of any organization, please find the organization that it's in your city or in your community, or join Youth for Integrity Building, because being in such organization, you will be one huge advantage. You'll have support and information right before many things, right before this avalanche that I already mentioned. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Maria, for that wonderful insights. And allow me now to turn to the participant and to give them room to ask a couple of questions before we proceed. So kindly to you participant, if you have any question, now you can unmute your microphone and ask your question. In the meantime, Diana, you can take us through some of the questions in the chat. Any participant, the room is open. You can ask your question.
I'm not seeing any question, but we can give them maybe a while, a few minutes to type their questions. And maybe as we continue to give them some time, we can proceed with maybe the questions that Mr. Benson was supposed to answer as they type their questions.
Okay, Mr. Benson,
Confirm
if
if
you
you can hear me.
So sorry, Mr. John, if I can. Okay, wait. I see Meshach has raised his hand. So I just wanted to let you know that Dr. Nancy is requesting to leave the meeting for another meeting. So if participants have questions specific for Dr. Nancy, please ask her before she leaves the session. Thank you so much.
okay, Meshach, I see your hands is up. Kindly proceed.
Okay, thank you. First of all, thank you, Madam Nancy, for the insightful words you've given us about AI. Yeah, so for me, you've said that knowing about AI is good. Then again, you said we should know which app to use. So according to you, which one do you advise? Because we have ChatGPT, some use DeepSeek, some use Gemini, some use, there are several. So according to you, because you said, let us be careful on which AI to use. So my question was, which one can we, or which one do you suggest that is more relevant to be used? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Meshach, for that question. Yeah, so I can say I cannot prescribe which one is the best, given that we have over 100,000 Gen AI tools and still counting. But what I can say is, before you use any tool, it's critical to understand how it functions, its characteristics, how far can it go in terms of issues of privacy and other ethical elements. And again, depending on the tasks that you use, please take note that these technologies, we have the free version, which I believe most of us are using the free versions, and the commercial versions. So you can only imagine a free service versus a paid up service. So obviously a free service has some limitations. And then there are some benefits that come up with the paid up version. So those are the points that you need to look at. Then the another point that you need to take note of is these AI tools, particularly Gen AI tools, they are at different maturity levels. Some they've been there for quite a long time, some they've been introduced this month, some last month, some this year. And they've different capacities. And I can also say that we also have what I can call super Gen AI tools, those ones that integrate various individual generative AI tools in one platform that then enhances your searching. Then lastly, you need to think about the use case before you pick a tool to use. For example, we have the Meta AI that's embedded in our WhatsApp, right? But is it detailed in terms of depth? Maybe you're doing a thorough research to support a grant proposal, or you're doing something for academic purposes. Can you rely on Meta AI, given that it's not detailed in terms of the responses that you get? Then still on use cases, maybe you want something that can help you with video editing, with generating slides, generating images, and so on. So you'd find there are some tools that are specific for certain tasks, right? For images, for audio editing, for language translations, and so on. So understand the use case, and then you do a search around. If I want to do video editing, what is the best AI tool to use? Then you do a quick search, you do an assessment, you also check the reviews And don't forget to also check the terms and conditions of use of those tools. Because sometimes they've brought in this convenience to say, sign up with Google, where we just click on our Gmail and then we are on the platform. What does it mean? Let's be mindful of the data brokers, personal data brokers. That's when now you are trading your personal information for a free AI tool. And then this data broker is now selling this data. You're now receiving messages that you don't need in your inbox. There's a lot of spamming and all those things. So you need to check in terms of data privacy, data sharing policies of that tool. Otherwise, we are exchanging useful personal data with algorithms. So those are some of the dynamics that you need to look at before you say, I am now using Copilot. I'm now using this tool. Okay. I'll end here for now, but I can say I cannot really prescribe to say use this tool, but it depends on the use case and also understand the terms and conditions of the tools. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Nancy, for your very insightful answers. I think before you leave, there's somebody who expressed an opinion in the chat. So we'd just like you to give your take on that, the last question. So they said that in the Kenyan education system, we have a fixed system of education that makes it hard to introduce a new approach for the young as alternative methods of education, considering the availability of resources to initiate and implement the alternatives introduced. So in my opinion, they're talking about the fact that there's a fixed system of education that is not supportive towards propagating the young people, shaping AI, and also participating in the global technology that is definitely AI in the world. I guess that's what they
Diana,
mean, yeah.
Diana, can I say something?
Yes, yes.
I would like to thank very much to Samson for what he shared. And what I would like to tell is that unfortunately, this problem exists on a global level. And education, especially the state education, I'm not talking about the private schools, is very conservative. They used to teach like this when my parents were children. They used to teach the same way when I was a child and a student. And right now my son is 4 years old, almost 5. And I still see that pretty much the path is the same. And I think my personal belief is that here is again the community and the NGO sector that sort of press the educational system and try to change it to be more flexible and kind of proactive in terms of the technology changes, the job market, and everything. Not just following their way they used to do it, like 30 years ago or 50 years ago. Let's do it again, because things are completely different. And I'll give you one example. When I was studying my executive MBA, I was doing this in American private university. And before, I mean, actually, and one of the professors came and said, today we're not going to have exam that you have to give me all books and computers and laptops. Use it. Let's try like this. And I was surprised, like, what do you mean? I mean, in the educational system that I was for more than 12 years till high school, and then another 4 years in university, in Bulgarian university, this is completely forbidden. And he said, well, you know what? I don't expect that you will know everything, that you have to read everything. I would like to see how flexible and adaptive to stress, to new things you are. And he was completely right. I studied my MBA 13 years ago. 13 years now, it's still the same. So it's not only in Kenya. And your question is very, very important. And I think it's something that you and your fellows and your community mentors and members and NGOs should press this and try to change it. And I know that in Bulgaria, certain NGOs are trying to change it. There is a huge resistance, especially in terms of the Ministry of Education. They don't like this. And there is a reason behind this, because when you have a young person who is educating in this way, you have a person who can easily be controlled. And they don't like the idea that young people will be free. But soon or later, it's going to happen. So thank you very much, Samson.
Okay, thank you, Miss Maria, for that. And to our audience, if you still have questions, just keep on asking. We shall have the first phase of the question. But for this time, allow us to give the rest of the panelists to respond, then we will proceed. Before Mr. Benson comes in, we have another speaker who has just joined us. That is Dr. Nancy.
Mr. John, just a minute. I'm so sorry about that. Before, I think we have to release Dr. Nancy for the next session. So if she has any words that she needs to leave us with before she leaves, we really appreciate. I'm so sorry for cutting you off.
Okay. Dr. Nancy, before you leave, what's your final remarks? Madam Damaris, kindly confirm if Madam Nancy, Dr. Nancy is still in.
Unfortunately, I cannot confirm. I believe she has already left. We can just proceed.
Okay. Mr. Benson, before you come in, we have a speaker who has just joined us, Nancy Nelson. Nancy Nelson, if you can hear us, kindly, you have some minute to speak. Okay, as we wait for her.
Okay. I just want to say how much I've learned from this. I work with young people here in the United States, middle school kids, and I have been really concerned about AI, and I've really gained so much wonderful information today. So I have lots of gratitude for all of you who gave us such wonderful information.
Thank you, Nancy Nelson, and you're most welcome. Thank you so much. Mr. Benson, on your hand, I believe that you have resorted the issue. Kindly confirm to us, Mr. Benson.
Yeah, kindly confirm if you can hear me.
Okay, we can hear you, Mr. Benson. What practical first step would you recommend to young people who want to position themselves for opportunities in the era of AI, but don't know where to begin? In 3 minutes.
Okay, thank you so much for that question. And I think for now, what young people have in their mind is that they are overwhelmed because they think AI is such a broad thing that you cannot grasp. or you cannot know much about it. But what I can advise my fellow young people is that you cannot know everything at once. Just the first step for you to do is to develop the curiosity of learning. Then, two, choose a digital skill that you want to learn that if it can maybe relate with maybe a work that you aspire to do or in the field that you are in, that's the better for you. So have that curiosity, choose a digital skill, and start learning. Then the third thing which I can advise is just stay updated, because as my colleagues have highlighted before, that AI is changing each and every day. You should always be on the look what's new. You add what you already have. I remember for my case, for example, I have been learning AI in different platforms, because I remember I started with LX. I learned with Aspire Leaders program. Also within the bank where I'm working, we have a platform where we learn AI. So basically position yourself in that you are always updated, and don't grasp everything at once, because that will you might think you are learning, but you will overwhelm yourself. At the long last, you might not even learn anything. So just choose a skill that you want to learn. As Dr. Nancy also has put across, the AI tool, maybe you want to learn more, just depending the scope of the digital literacy you want to learn, then align yourself in that. Then another thing which I can recommend to my fellow young people is always have mentors, because I remember personally, I talk to people, and I have a mentor who keeps encouraging me. You can create groups, and also I recommend we join the Youth for Integrity building, because we can get access to learning. And to Madam Damaris, kindly, if you can also integrate some AI learning skills in the curriculum that we have, that will help those who will be joining. Yeah, so basically, be curious, just stay updated, choose a skill that you want to learn, know which AI tool to use, and have mentors to make you like to keep your fire burning, that I want to learn this, I want to learn this. And at the long last, you will be positioning yourself at a very good space. Thank you so much, John.
Thank you so much, Mr. Benson. For us youth, You need to stay updated, be curious, and have mentors. Thank you so much. That is the recommendation from the panel. As we come towards almost the end, back to you, Miss Maria. The constant pressure to upskill and the fear of being replaced by technology is creating a quiet crisis of anxiety among young job seekers. What advice do you have for managing the psychological toll of this rapid technological shift and building emotional resilience? You have 3 minutes to respond to that, Miss Maria.
Thank you very much. I do my best to respond this in even less than 2 minutes. As I said in the previous speech, this pressure of to upskill and even the fear of being replaced by technology is creating a quiet crisis of anxiety among young job seekers, and not only among young people, also in professionals like me. What I would like to say is, listen, the reality is technology will always change faster than us, faster than we as a professionals and as a human being feel comfortable with. But one important thing is that careers are rarely destroyed overnight, really rarely. Instead of this, they evolve. As I said, instead of trying to catch up with everything, focus on building adaptable skills. And these skills are really, how to say, they're very generic. We're not going to discover the hot water, as we used to say. What does it mean? Communication, problem solving, learning fast, working with technology rather than against it. Don't be scared to try. Don't be scared to fail. And try to kind of establish like a long-term routine when you feel comfortable. Keep a support networks, find mentors or coaches, as I said, peers, friends. If you don't know something, ask. And it doesn't matter what will happen. Always remember things. Ask. There is no stupid questions. Better to ask and find the right question right away, instead of being how to say, lost and trying to figure out things by yourself. And one thing is that people who succeed in long terms are usually not the one that that know every new tool first or every new application first, but the one who are curious, who are calm, who are adaptable under change and under pressure. And you as a Gen Z, because right now I'm in process of I'm managing internship program, a huge internship program, and I'm communicating on daily basis with people, young people just like you, Gen Z. I see that you're able to do it, so don't be scared. Everything will be fine, and you'll be in control of your career, of your life, of the situation. So yes, thank you.
Thank you so much, Miss Maria, for that. Now back to our audience. If you have any question, we have 3 minutes to ask, then we'll give time to the panelists to respond as we finalize. Diana, is there any question in the chat box as we are waiting some of the participant to ask?
There is none so far. So unless there's somebody who'd like to unmute, for us to unmute them and they ask their question, I think that would be a better approach, as maybe the rest who can't unmute themselves type in the chat.
Excuse me, if you give me an opportunity, I would like to invite the young people, if they have questions towards me and would like to be in touch with me, please contact me. I'm in LinkedIn. Also contact Damaris. She has all my contacts, and I'll be more than happy to be in touch with you.
Thank you for that. It seems there's not any question. Okay. To our panelists, what is the one message you would want every young person to leave this conversation remembering? To our panelists, as we come to conclusion.
Let me start. Stay curious and stay positive. We will witness incredible changes, and but we shouldn't be scared of this. Be happy. Thank you.
Thank you. For me, what I can recommend, do not fear the future, because the future is there, but the message is prepare for it, keep learning, stay updated, think critically, and remain human. Remain human, and as my colleague has said, that you be happy, be positive, love whatever you do, and always aspire to connect with people, because the world is now like a small village with this technology. Yeah. So also, if you would like to connect with me, I think on LinkedIn, search Benson Braha, and some of my bio, Madam Damaris has. So I'll be really happy to connect with you all. And to Integrity for Building, thank you so much for giving us this platform, and I'm more than happy to be an alumni of the program. I really learned a lot during that leadership program, and I'd recommend that all youth to undergo such trainings, because it shapes the leadership of our nations. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Benson Fura, for that, and Miss Maria. And dear ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of our discussion. And I take this opportunity to thank each and every one of you for taking your time to participate in this wonderful youth webinar. It is our belief that you are not the same the way you joined in. At least you have gotten something. And from Youth for Integrity, in partnership with different CSOs here in Kilifi, that I'm going to mention some of them. Tuungane CBO, Mapenzi Charity CBO, Kilifi YMCA, Timiza, Kenya Scouts, United Kibarani CBO, Westlax, Change CBO, Kenya Red Cross, Kilifi Boy Child, Shining Hope for Communities, Moving the Goalpost, Kilifi County Comrade Association, Kilifi Alliance for Peace and Development Initiative, Mudzini, Mkono kwa Mkono, Lions Art Club, Young Life, The Link West Translator, and Tamaduni Zetu Africa. A round of applause to you, and so much congratulations for helping us convening this webinar and making it success. And to our Madam Director, once again, thank you so much. Madam Diana, I don't know if you have anything before we welcome Mr. Clinton to give us a vote of thanks.
So thank you for that, Mr. Frederick, Mr. John. I hope all of you can hear me. So thank you to our panelists, first and foremost, for your insightful questions, your insightful answers. Thank you to the participants for attending. I genuinely hope that this conversation does not end here. AI is evolving and it's here with us. It's not in the future. We are now in the future. So may this continue to be a discussion that we have with our peers, in our friend groups, in our classes, in our workplaces, and may we continue upskilling and equipping ourselves with the necessary soft skills that are required to take part in this AI era. Also, something I'd like to add is the importance of value. Value is more, in this AI era, value is more important than tasks. May we change our mindsets towards, it's not what AI, the task that AI will take away from us in our workplaces. Other than that, how are we adding value? Are we solving problems? Do we have critical thinking skills? Are we able to sit down and design and be creative? I think that should be the major question that we should be asking ourselves, other than the hard skills that we're saying that AI will be able to take over. What else do you bring to the table? So I hope that we all contemplate on that. Have a lovely evening and a lovely weekend. Thank you for joining.
Thank you, Diana. For that, I cannot be able to add or to deduct. I'll be spoiling the broth. To our amazing panelists, how would it been without you? Thank you so much. And might take this opportunity to welcome Clinton Ambiche for a vote of thanks before we leave. Mr. Clinton, take the mic and proceed.
Very good evening to all of us. Good evening, good morning to those who are not around. And also I hear there's a good afternoon somewhere else. Thank you for this opportunity, and thank you for the deliberation to our panelists. What I appreciate is that we are all moving to the right direction, and that the only thing which you must fear as a person is waking up one day and finding that the world has moved without you. And that's part of it is AI. Let us embrace AI because it's here to stay, and it's also going to make our work easier. It's not here to replace anybody. It's not here to replace a human being. What AI is here to do is just to make our work easier and to ensure that all what we do, like all other innovations before, they make us have a better life and a better society. I'm also very happy that the panelists have taken us through this sensitization. It was a very nice engagement. I really appreciate all the panelists. I appreciate the participants for being here as well and for their patience, and most importantly, their questions. They were able to show that they are following up, and they are also, because of the engagement that we've seen, it has also shown that we are interested and we are curious to know much about AI. I really appreciate the Youth for Integrity Building for organizing such a forum. And moving forward, I think this is not going to end here. We are going to continue to do the same in our workplaces. We are going to embrace AI in our talk. Let this gospel go around, and let us be cognizant of AIs doing things like the negative part of it. Like our data, we have to protect our data in so much way. We have to ensure that we know the limitations and also the limitation of using the AI. Thank you very much, and may God bless all of us. May God bless our wonderful panelists. Mine is to appreciate all of us also for attending this CSOs. It was because of you that we were able to manage to have this forum today. Thank you, and God bless all of you. Back to you, John.
All right, so I'm not so sure where Mr. John went, but thank you so much, everyone. I think that is the end of our session today. We shall be reaching out to those who wish to be in part of our global WhatsApp group for the youth engagement via your respective emails. And we hope to stay in touch and continue these conversations. Asanteni sana. Thank you so much, Maxi. Obrigado. Goodbye, everyone. You can leave at your own pleasure. Bye-bye.
Благодаря, ciao. That was in Bulgarian. Thank you in Bulgarian. Bye.
Bye, Maria.